It's that time again. It's time for Side Jag. Woo! And I can tell you right off the bat, this show, it's gonna take its twists and turns. But before we do that, welcome to the show. I'm your host, Dean. This is my partner, Hi-Fi.
Yo, yo,
What you been
yo.
up to?
Can I just start by saying the movie's called They Cloned Tyrone, right?
Yep.
I misspelled the title and put Who Cloned Tyrone.
No one caught it.
But then when I watched the movie, I was like, this is the title this movie deserves.
Yeah, who's Tyrone? Totally. And we'll get to that. We'll
Yeah.
get to that and more. And I agree with you on that one because yeah, we'll get to that. But can I? All right. So something happened to me this last week that okay. So have you ever had your credit card hacked or stolen or whatever the hell it is?
Yeah.
Okay, right. So I think at this point we all have. But the question I have is, we all like. I don't know about you, but like I use my credit card a lot because I don't carry cash. Like
Right.
why
Yeah.
would I? You know, it's just a pain in the ass. So and they know my activity. They see it. That's why they caught it. And we're like, he obviously isn't going for an Uber ride in France right now. It's just
Why'd
not
they let
happening.
it go through? Yeah.
Yeah. So why in the world would you think it would be acceptable to send me a card in 5 to 7 days?
Is
So they're going to cancel your card
yeah.
immediately,
And
and
then
then
5 to 7 days.
5 to 7 days will send. That bitch should be red labeled out the next day. Like it should be
Exactly.
next day aired, 2 day aired tops.
Yeah.
Like there should be a card here because like they're literally they're losing money twice.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like, oh, I'm not going to use your card. I don't have one, so I can't charge anything on it. So
But they could save $6 on shipping, you know. That they
sure.
could get off one or two charges.
I,
Yeah.
I'm like, and it was so screwed up because there's so much crap I had to do this week that it was like, I need that card to do it.
Right.
And it was like, oh, this was the best one. My Squarespace is through that card.
Ah,
And so like it reports to an email for some reason that I never look at. I got to go and change that. And I opened that email like on Sunday for some dumb reason, and it was like Squarespace. I was like, what? And it looked. I was like, your thing is expired. Blah 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 blah. I was like, oh crap. So I had to go in there and change the credit card real quick because it
yeah.
was already past the date, but they give you like a 2 week grace period. Thank goodness. And I was like, oh shit. So I would have been like, that would have sucked because I don't really want to do that ever again.
No kidding. And you
Um,
probably do like me. Like I have a credit card that's only like high five
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So like if that goes out, then that throws off my whole plan because I like to have it all on this card.
Yes.
I track it.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, it should have been on the other card, anyways. I didn't even know why it was on that card in the first
Yeah.
because it just happened. It's whatever. Who knows? I probably set it up years ago, and it's just been hitting that card. And at the end of the day, I always look at tax season. I just go through all of it anyway. So it's like because it happens. Woo.
Ooh,
But yeah, I was just like, why would you wait 5 to 7 days to get me a replacement credit card? That's like the dumbest thing ever.
yeah. Especially when their overnight shipping exists. And
Yes.
it's not that expensive for
No, it's an envelope.
right. Yeah.
Fucking envelope. Like priority mail is here in 2 days.
Right.
3
Yeah.
days
At the
tops.
very least, like priority or certified mail or whatever you want to do, but
Yeah.
not yeah.
I'm like,
They're sending
okay.
snail mail. They only want to pay 30 cents.
Dude, it just blows my mind. I was just like, this sucks, man. Like, just fucking get it printed and get it. Oh my god, it's so dumb.
When they done mine, you know what they bought? They bought like $1,800 in weed in California back before it was legal everywhere.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like legal there. So yeah, $1,800 in weed in California. I was like, nice. Because you know how I noticed? Because that particular one, we only had our bills coming out of.
Yeah.
Well, all of a sudden, I'm seeing $35 insufficient fund charges because all of the bills are hitting.
Yeah.
They done spent $1,900 in weed, and we only put enough in that account to cover the bills.
Right.
So, ting, 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 ting. So,
Yeah.
Then I had to go file a police report to get that, because this was through a bank.
Right.
So I had to file
Sue and Haley just got home.
Yeah. So, what are they serving at the bowling alley now?
I have no idea. Apparently, they were hanging out with your boy.
Yeah,
Weed.
Exactly.
Yeah, smoking the California weed. Damn.
Oh man, but yeah, it was a big ordeal. But the bank took care of it quick, so no problem. Dude, there's something going on in there.
Yeah, I know. I just want to open the door. Yeah, shut up.
Shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm on the internet with my friends.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't. Neither one of them drinks, so they're just stupid. Is what you're
high on
hearing.
life, man. High on life.
You're literally just hearing lack of oxygen. Yeah, lack of oxygen to the cerebral cortex. So the other question I had is unrelated to stupid credit cards, but did you get a chance to see any of the new previews for Aquaman?
I didn't even know there was previews for Aquaman.
So Aquaman 2 is coming out. It's like rumors about Aquaman, whatever. I don't know whatever the stupid new movie is that he's coming out. The Lost Kingdom is what it's called.
Yeah.
So my question is I haven't watched it. I've like watched some of the pop-ups here and there, and I'm like, this looks dumb.
Right.
Does anybody like feel they needed to watch another Aquaman? Like after the first one?
No, it's like I told you, my niece at the beach. After the first day, like I thought we already got that out of our system. I thought we did it already.
Yeah. Like, I mean, like I don't know. Jason Momoa was cool and all, but like
the Aquaman thing is like,
yeah.
I think I'm like Baba. Once it's free, I might give it a gander. But
yeah.
if it's bad, we'll probably watch it on this show because
of course it'll be bad. We'll definitely watch it on the show. But my point is, it's like I don't know. Like I just feel like everyone is walking away from DC. Like everyone is it's just everyone. It's either everyone is walking away, or in the case of like the Flash, they're getting taken away.
Right.
I mean, Gal Gadot is still doing Wonder Woman, which is cool. And there again, I feel like she was the only one that had anything. And then when they brought part 2 out, it was like,
part 1 was awesome. I think everyone kind of agreed. Wonder Woman 1 was an awesome movie, and then part 2 they kind of tried to do the Miss Marvel thing or Captain Marvel thing.
I have no idea what they tried to do. It just was stupid.
Like retro and
So it's funny too, because if you look at Wonder Woman was just a female version of Captain America.
Right? Yeah.
The same movie. The same movie. Just they added Amazon woman instead of wimpy white guy.
Right. Yeah.
So you good?
Sorry for the performance.
Yeah. No, we all caught it though. Thanks. Oh, it was a lizard? Oh, okay. Did you get him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mom was not stealthy.
All right. That makes it sound so much better. Haley doesn't like lizards in the house.
Oh.
We live in the state where there's lizards all over the
Okay, do
place.
you want your surprise now or later?
Later.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Fine. People want to see it.
Why would they want to see it?
Okay, fine.
Good night. Since cancel culture, COVID, and now all the woke stuff, the landscape for everything has changed. So here's another interesting thing. Woke. The word woke, I think, needs to get woke. You know what I mean? Because I think every time we describe stuff as woke, like I think that needs to get woke. I think we need to cancel culture the woke.
Yeah, because
it's the terminology.
It's too charged, and it's like
Can we just do like
it's kind of a bad? I don't like it. The term, anyways.
No, it's like saying moist. Everyone gets
it is.
Moist. It's like, oh, don't say moist. I'm talking about brownies, and everyone always says, "I'm talking about brownies."
Mm-hmm.
No, you're not. So everyone gets all like, "Oh, don't say moist." I'm that way with woke. I'm over the name. I think it's the dumbest thing ever, and I think most people are using it the wrong way now. Not you, Baba.
Yeah.
But I think most people are using it. And they describe each other that way, which is even better.
And they're like dug in on it,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and there again, I don't no politics because I don't understand them. But I said to one of the guys this week, works at the gun shop, just to preface, that's an important fact in this. I said, so you buy into all this nonsense? He's like, what are you talking about? I go, okay, never mind. What? You think? No, hold on, time out. I just asked you a question. I just want to know if you buy into this nonsense. What's nonsense about it? If you can't see it, then I'm not going to point it out because then I'll just be the bad guy.
You mean you don't agree with every single thing I agree with?
Yeah,
ludicrous. Yeah. Who would have their own opinions on something?
Listen, we could all manage to say what we thought about people before we use the term woke. Can we go back to that?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? It's a fairly new term.
Yeah.
So we definitely had something before that. Heck, I just watched Fast X last week. What a bad ending. Yes.
I'm sorry you had to watch that. You didn't watch us review it.
So I think it's on Paramount Plus now.
And dude, I don't know. I'm probably one of the biggest Fast and Furious fans. I feel like I'm going into Star Wars territory with this. Like I'm going with the original 2, and those are the ones I love.
Yeah.
And I slowly dislike every single one after it.
I think that's fair. Like I think that's fair. So it's funny that he brought that up because I popped up in my feed that watch Fast and Furious now on Paramount Plus, and I accidentally clicked on the comments, and the first comment was, "This is the most amazing movie."
Dude, I seen a comment similar to that on Facebook today. Someone was talking about it and was like, I love the movie. I don't know why everyone hated it. It's like, oh, man.
I mean,
let's just agree to disagree.
Well, okay. All right, that's a good point though. Let's put it in context for a minute, okay? Because I think that's fair. If it was a one-off movie, like these were new characters, or let's take out 1, 2, Tokyo Drift. Let's take those out.
Like forward, probably kind of.
So let's take it from Brazil forward.
Right.
Okay, so like stealing the safe forward. So like where this movie started.
Right.
If we take it from that movie forward, was this a bad movie?
I mean, I think it's still a bad movie, but it's a different movie.
But why is it a bad movie though? Because it actually ticked all the boxes to make it a decent movie in that context.
Yeah. I didn't like the story of it. I didn't like the story. There was fun parts in it.
Yeah. But
overall, I didn't like the story, and I didn't like I guess if no one's dead, that changes a lot. If we don't know that these people died and they keep coming,
nobody's dead. Gal Gadot came at the back.
That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, like if
somebody's dead,
she's not dead in this version of the thing, then it's okay because it's just another character you didn't know about.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I feel if we took the original Fast and Furious out of there, we start in Brazil where it really jumped the track, like it really went off the rails there. Because before that, everything was kind of plausible.
Right, they were superhero adjacent before.
Yeah. Now they're just like once you went into Brazil, it was like dragging a safe through town and The Rock, and it was just like, bro, we just dumped a bunch of money into this to make this.
And isn't that where they drove from one building to the next? Was that might have been a different? That might have been the one after.
Yeah, I think that was
one at Dubai, one skyscraper to the next.
Yeah, that was insanity. But that's what I'm saying, though. I mean, at that point, it was like, that to me is a different set of movies. And if that's what you knew, then it was just like a Mission Impossible, at that point. And at that point, it's not a bad movie. It's just stupid shit, So
yeah, which is what it is, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, if you're younger and you've never watched those movies from 20 years ago,
Actually,
Paul Walker definitely knew that, but we all know he's dead. That's
the new Steve McQueen.
Yeah, but he lived
a little bit longer, but he was 40, wasn't he?
No, you're thinking not Steve McQueen. Steve McQueen lived for a long time. You're thinking of
No, I'm thinking of
get the dude with the cigarette.
Dean
yeah, that guy.
Yeah, Dean something.
Yeah, the guy with the Porsche and the cigarette.
Somebody in chat's gonna say it.
Yeah. I know. One of them will have it. Yeah. I think it's a bad movie because it didn't feel like anything besides check boxes. Okay, and that's my point though, because we hold on. All right, so in any movie like Star Wars, I have problems with some of the Star Wars stuff because I'm holding on to this crap. Okay,
right.
and I'm not getting that. So does that make it bad? It makes it bad for me.
Right.
But some of the other people are sitting there going, "Oh, dude, this is the best thing that they have ever created," and you're like, "What are you seeing that I'm not seeing?"
Brian,
there you go.
Every week, man, he comes through in the clutch.
Oh, yeah. That's great. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, so like we say it's bad,
right?
But we're also holding on to something that it's not giving us.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right. Because I can admit the first two Fast and the Furious movies are bad movies.
Yes.
But they were just close to what I wanted out of those movies. What I loved about those movies was it was all about the cars at that point.
Right. And it was the right time. It was neon lights. It was car stereo. It was drifting. It was fucking, modern cars and doing dumb shit. And you were at the age to where that was cool. Now, think of somebody that is 15, 16, 17 years old watching X.
Yeah.
That's the coolest fucking movie of all times, man. I mean, dude, dropping cars out of the sky, bazookas on a car. I mean, dude, how many times when you were a kid playing with matchboxes, you had a bazooka on a matchbox?
Wow.
You can't do nothing because I got bazooka on my matchbox. Boom, bitch.
Yeah.
Like but that's my point though. For us, it's moved. We've stayed here. It's moved past.
Yeah.
So we of course thinks it sucks, but not everyone does. And I think that's what happens a lot of the time is that we get hung up on
what we like,
what we want out of it, and they're not necessarily making it for us. That's called fan service. Like when you look at the last season of Picard, that was fan service. That was like, which I think Paramount does really well on Paramount Plus, is fan service, man. They fan service the fuck out of us, and I will watch all their shit because they're on point. They're made for TV stuff. It's like, how can we make fans happy? Let's do this. Scour the internet. This is what fans are talking about. Let's do that.
And as a side bonus, they're like showing some pretty new, like, good movies movies that you wouldn't think that would be on Paramount Plus.
Yeah. No. So, I love fan service. Like the most recent sees Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah.
Did you watch episode 5 yet?
Dude, I haven't even. I'm still on 3. I haven't watched it.
Okay, so I haven't watched 4. Okay.
Yeah.
So 4, which when you watch it, to me is the most fan service they've done in Star Wars up until. Okay, I take that back. The first time they gave us fan service was when Boba Fett came out and just kicked everybody's ass.
Right.
Okay. And like that segment in The Mandalorian was like, oh, son of dude, that's Boba Fett, bro. That was fan service. Then they made a show about him and they didn't do any fan service. They literally screwed us out of like the coolest shit ever. Ahsoka Tano episode 4 is 100% fan service. Like it, but the whole episode. And everyone's just like,
all from the cartoon, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's still a great episode. Like a lot of people didn't see it's still it's a great episode. Period. I mean, everything about it, you can fill in it's just really good. So, what's up, Dave? So I like that. Yeah, I think that's important in some of these franchises that they tend to forget who the fans are. You know? So,
yeah, I mean, the ones that pay them money is what the Fast and the Furious are like. Well, you know what? We sell a lot more movie tickets if we do this. So
yeah, it's blow shit up.
That's the car guys. Who cares about them?
No, let's be honest. The pace isn't going to pick up, man. Pace isn't going to pick up. There's no.
It is what it is.
She's better in episode 5. So it was a big fight scene.
Oh.
So, but she is fighting a Jedi.
Yeah.
I mean, she's Mandalorian, but I mean, she's still fighting a Jedi. I mean, they can hold their own better than anybody else, but still, I mean, she can't go.
Right. Yeah.
I'm on 4 right now. 4 was great. 4 was great. 5 was okay. 5 was a big reveal. So 5 is the big reveal. That was 5. 5 is like, here's the reveal. So we got hopefully 2 or 3 more episodes to wrap it up and give us something good.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. So as much as I hate it, we're 20 minutes in.
They clone Tyrone, bro. They clone Tyrone.
Um,
Who they call Fontaine and not Tyrone.
Well, Tyrone was in the end.
Yeah. Well, I didn't watch the whole movie.
Okay, so at the very end, he's the clone, the second clone or fifth clone or whatever it is. He's sitting on a couch, and his boy goes, "Bro, Tyrone, they cloned you." And that's where the name of the movie came from.
I watched like an hour and a half of it.
Really?
Before I went to bed last night, and I was like, I feel like I've watched enough to have an opinion on the movie.
What is your opinion on the movie?
Oh, the movie sucked. The premise I thought could have been really cool. The execution was poor.
Poor? Okay.
Yeah. When they went into the lab and they seen the dude, I was like, oh, this is cool. And they're kind of figuring out the mystery as it goes along. And it was not what I was hoping it would be. Especially with like Jamie Foxx, I figured he played his part, and it was I expected more. I thought he was going to be better.
Okay.
Where'd you land on it?
Oh no, I mean, I just took a shit before the show started, and that was way better.
Yeah.
I mean, I got nothing. Honestly, this was like, to me, I was like, I got done watching it, and I was like, I don't even know where to begin. Like, I tried to explain it to Fernando the next day just to rehearse, because that's what I like to do.
Right.
And I was like, I don't even know where to begin. Like, I would tell you to watch it so you could understand what it's about, but I wouldn't want to subject you to that kind of torture.
Yeah.
Like, this movie was beyond bad. It was, and I get what they were trying to do. I get what I get the whole thing. And it sucked. And it was like, it's almost a disservice that you guys did. And yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The premise could have been good.
No, it couldn't have.
I think
it's been done before. It's been done. It's been done.
That's how we know it can be good.
Yeah, but the message I think they were trying to get out until the very end,
right,
was totally stupid.
Right, yeah.
And it was like, really, Kiefer Sutherland? Come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
sure.
That's about when Kiefer Sutherland came in. I was like, I'm pretty much done.
So you didn't get to see who the head scientist was?
No, I don't think I did.
The original version of him is the head scientist that's running the whole thing.
Of Kiefer Sutherland?
No. Of Tyrone.
Fontaine or Tyrone?
Fontaine.
Well, see, they were alluding to that. They were alluding to that from the beginning.
So the guy from Star Wars, the original version of him, this old guy, is the scientist running this whole thing, and he ends up killing him in the end. He doesn't kill him. He has one of the clones kill him. So it's like, okay, cool, good night.
I don't know what I was expecting, but I was like, it may be fun, but no. You called it 100% last week that the movie's going to suck, and it sucked so bad that I didn't even finish it.
It wasn't.
Normally, I would have stayed up. Like, if it was, I don't care if it's 1 or 2 in the morning, whatever. I would have stayed up and watched the movie and just been tired at work, and it came.
Well, I mean, like the one that we watched with Jamie Foxx, where he was like the vampire hunter or wherever the hell he was, or the zombie killer, or like.
What was that?
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, that one was okay. I mean, it had some giggles, some laughs. We had Snoop Dogg doing some Snoop Dogg shit.
That one was, it wasn't like a good movie, but it wasn't.
No, but
like we had fun watching it.
Yeah, he was like, it was cute. They did some stuff there. I get that. This movie,
no.
No,
when someone told me it was funny as hell, and I'm like, what's the funny parts?
Maybe if they thought like the prostitute scenes where they're like talking smack
like
and
the
shit.
quip or what the quips. I just never thought. I thought like this. If you really
never landed
and think about this movie, it is dark as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's so bleak and like
it gets worse at the end. Like it totally gets worse at the end because the whole premise for the movie, and the guy makes a statement in it that you're just like, because I knew this was coming. I knew this set. I knew where it was going. I could see where it was going, and it finally got there, and he makes the statement in the movie that it's like, until we're all the same, we all can't get along.
Yeah, I remember that. I made it to that part.
Yeah, and that was the scientist that said that.
Yeah,
and it was like, so okay,
yeah.
and that and it was just like, oh god, this is so dumb.
No, and you can get me like throwing weird sci-fi shit into a movie can get me. It's worked in movies like Tales from the Hood.
Yeah.
Tales from the Hood. I thought that was like funny because it's just stupid and ridiculous.
Yeah, this never got there.
No, this was like, no, it was just.
I couldn't tell if they were trying to be funny, they were trying to be serious, they were trying. I don't know
like
what they
had a message, but the message was just all over the place, and like I didn't care about
what the message was. Be a pimp. Pimping is cool.
Right.
Pimping's where it's at.
So when they said pimping ain't easy, they lied. They lied to you.
Yeah. Well, because being pimp, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all I got on that movie. I got nothing. I mean, I wouldn't even waste your time. Like,
no, don't watch it.
It was the biggest pile of shit ever.
Yeah.
Like, we've watched some bad movies. I would watch Duel.
The Last Duel over this.
Yeah, over this anytime. Because this movie
probably because there's a fight scene at the end that at least gives you something.
There's nothing in either one of them, but I would rather watch that movie. I mean, that's just the only bad movie that's so bad. This made your 6 Underground.
Oh yeah, I watched 6 Underground again. 6
Underground was like a 4-star.
Yeah.
It's like that. Like if those were the two movies, like, and the award for best movie of the year goes to 6 Underground.
Yeah, they definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is on Paramount.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
I mean, I'm down. I'm down.
I just saw that. I got the email the other day, and I was like, "Ooh,
that's a movie I've been wanting to see anyway." So
yeah. So the funny thing is like when they did okay, Super Power. Yeah, there it is. I don't know. Is that it? Or is that the? I guess that's the TV show that we watched the other day.
Paramount Plus.
Movies. Hey, there you go. Go to movie. Yeah. Is that it? Yep. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yep. Mutant Mayhem. Yeah, it's on there. So I had to babysit this past Sunday, and he likes to go throw rocks in the river down the street from my house. So the girls went grocery shopping, and we walked down and threw rocks in the river because why not? How much fun could that possibly? It's so we're walking back, and he sees a dragonfly, and he goes, "Ooh!" He's 4. He goes, "Oh, a bug!" And I go, "Where?" He's pointing. It's a giant dragon. I go, "That's a dragonfly." And he's like, "Dragonfly?" I go, "Yeah, they call it a dragonfly." He goes, "Why?" I said, "I don't know, because it's big, and they thought that'd be a cool name." I go, "Have you ever watched How to Train a Dragon?" He goes, "No." I said, "You want to watch a dragon movie when we get home?" Yeah. So I didn't know they had that many How to Train Your Dragons.
Oh, I know that they've had multiple.
They've got quite a few. We made it up to 3.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was totally like, "Hey, I guess we're watching," and he's like, "Next one." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So we made it through 3. But but before we left, we watched. I go, you want to watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? And he was like, I don't know. And I was like, okay, let's watch them. And he's like, oh, this is cool. So we started watching that, and he was like, oh yeah, this is good. But the one thing I figured out while we were watching it, kind of in like what we were just talking about with Fast and Furious, is that like anytime there was a scene that a dragon wasn't in, he'd look at me and go, "Where's the dragons?"
Yeah.
And I'd be like, "Dude, they're coming." And he's 4, so I mean, he's just like, "Where's the dragon?"
I don't care about this, dude.
Yeah. Where's the dragons? I'm like, hold your breath. Like the next scene, there'll be a dragon. I promise. He's like, "Oh, okay." And then there's the dragon. Dragon. I'm like, "Yeah, it's yes." He's like, "Oh, so good." It was just funny, but but that's the thing. Like when I look at Star Wars, like he's not watching Star Wars because there's too much talking.
Yeah.
And even that movie, DreamWorks or whatever it is, or whoever makes those, they do a really good job of. There's always there has to be a dragon. If there isn't a dragon, there's a dragon coming. Because kids just want to see dragons.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, okay. And it was neat watching it with him because that was such a big deal to, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was great when we were watching the cartoon because they're always in the cartoon.
Yeah, they're the main characters.
Yeah, they're never not. And they're always doing silly shit. So it was like,
Which brings me to Bailey and Matt asked me when they got home today. They asked me and Cassie, what's your favorite Disney movie? So I think about it for a while, and I was like, I hit them with Rogue One because that's one that Disney produced. They're like, no, cartoon. I'm like, all right. So I roll back into the bank, and I'm like, Incredibles is Pixar, but is it Pixar?
Yeah.
But it's also kind of like Disney owns them now.
It was released through Disney.
So I was Incredibles or Toy Story.
Okay. Well, it's 2 Pixars.
Yeah, 2 Pixar. Because as far as Disney, like I did like Aladdin. I thought that was good.
Yeah.
I didn't really care for Beauty and the Beast.
No.
A bunch
Lion King was okay.
Yeah, Lion King's okay. Well, so which makes me wonder, what is your animated Disney pick? What would you say if you just had to pick 1 or 2?
So I mean, so if I took Pixar out of the equation, because I feel like Pixar just destroys
Disney, right?
The Disney side of things. So that would be like animation. So that'd be like when they actually drew shit. So like Aladdin, I went and saw Aladdin in the theater by myself. I was that one creepy dude in the back watching it going, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really solid cartoon. There's something to be said about like Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah.
Because it's classic, obviously, and it's not long. It's only like 45 minutes.
Is it really? I didn't know.
Yeah, it's because it was a pre-movie.
Right.
It really, or it was, but it's not that long. It might be an hour. I don't know, but it wasn't like it is now. And why that? So the movie doesn't suck. Okay,
Yeah.
which was good. It's a good story, and it's, to me, like watching Sleeping Beauty, the amount of work that I know now went into making that movie, it's like, that's genius, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's some crazy shit that they figured out how to do to make that and make it like, wow, and still have a good story, because like, and I think they lost that somewhere. Like, I think they lost that. I think, like Lion King, totally epic cartoon.
Right.
Aladdin, those movies were really good, but then, and even Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast was like at that turning point where there was like, we can introduce CG and this stuff, and
right.
But then they did the cow movie, the last rodeo thing, and it was just, it had Roseanne Barr as the voice of a cow.
Oh no!
It was the last Disney animated movie, and that's what it's the last time Disney will ever do an animated movie.
You really
it's on the Range or some shit like that,
right?
And it was absolutely terrible, and it was like they lost some storytelling capabilities that they just didn't have.
Did they do Charlotte's Web?
No.
Okay.
No.
Let's see.
Yeah. But like Pixar, see, and I think Pixar is kind of headed that way. I think Pixar is
yeah, they're not the Pixar that put out Toy Story and put out The Incredibles.
Yeah, I mean, I just watched part of this newest one, with the elementals.
Yes.
Yeah, and
that's the one you said wasn't very good, right?
So it's not that it's bad,
right?
Okay, it's not that it's bad. It's actually we sat there and we watched that, and he's like, "Watch it again," and I'm like, "Whoa, slow down, killer." So I watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's like, no, we're good. We've seen this enough.
Yeah.
And it's a love story, which is cool, and that, which is nice because it's like finally something other than the parents dying,
right?
So, and I thought Frozen, the first Frozen, was an okay movie like that, because that kind of got, to me, Frozen, Disney kind of figured out, like, we need to make this movie. We need to make it, we need to take what we've learned from. So somebody actually had some intelligence when they made Frozen.
Yeah.
They went back and they were like, what made these movies special? What can we do to make these? And they really, to me, when they made Frozen, they found that.
Frozen was great. I liked Frozen. Yeah.
They figured that out. Like, oh, this is what really made this movie tick. This is what Sleeping Beauty and Cinderella and these movies had that we just haven't. And Beauty and the Beast, that we just kind of
into it. That it wasn't. They didn't need a Prince Charming to come save them.
Right.
Just needed a love between two sisters.
Yes.
That's what
parents are still gonna die.
Right.
But, and even the original Little Mermaid, that was a great movie.
Yeah, the Little Mermaid was a good one.
The original, the remake is trash. But
I still haven't watched it. I don't like the live action stuff.
I can't. I haven't done Lion King. I haven't done Aladdin. I watched 15-20 minutes of Mermaid, and I walked out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but I don't like it. I think some things just work better as that medium is like, I don't know why we have to make that medium something that it's not. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, if I had to pick one, it probably would still be Aladdin. But there are some, like you said, Little Mermaid's good. I like The Fox and the Hound. That's kind of
dude.
It was really good.
Well, you had the shorts, so you had like Ichabod Crane.
Yeah.
You had Robin Hood.
The Robin Hood was another good one.
101 Dalmatians.
Ooh, I liked 101 Dalmatians. I forgot about that.
Fantasia was good.
That matter of fact, the 101 Dalmatians might be the only live action one that I thought was this is pretty decent. This isn't
other than Maleficent.
Because Maleficent, I didn't watch the cartoon though. I only saw that as the live action.
Oh, well, yeah, but they had nothing to do with one another.
Oh, okay.
That was the thing. That was the thing, and that's what they should have learned from Maleficent was, let's not do that.
Right.
Let's just, and what was it? The last. So they've done 101 Dalmatians twice now. So they did it with the previous one, and they just did it again with the younger girl. And that's what they did. They the second time they did it, they were like, let's do this.
Right.
But the movie could do that. And that was the thing with like Maleficent, is there was a smart enough writer that was like, hey, why don't we kind of turn this a little bit? And I don't know if you could do that with Little Mermaid, and you definitely couldn't do it with Lion King.
No, because I did watch the Lion King live action, and it didn't hit nearly the same.
No, in Aladdin, like I watched one of them. Didn't I do it with Robin Williams? No, he was the original voice. Yeah, they did it with Will Smith.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Yeah, I did not like that. Yeah.
So, and then I don't. So Elementals, like after watching a good portion of it, I was like, okay, this it's it's one of those that it's like, I don't know if I would want to see it in a movie theater, but like on a Sunday and it's just on, yeah, you're gonna watch it. It's good. It has a good story. It's kind of like the one with the little girl where you're seeing all her all her memories and stuff inside her head.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Sadness and anger and all those guys. And Winnie the Pooh. Let's not forget Winnie the Pooh and Jungle Book.
Ooh, Jungle Book was a good one. That's a
And so that was okay. So now when you look at Jungle Book and you go, now that was a real easy movie to do as live action.
Yeah.
And they did an okay job a couple times, but the last one
I've only seen one live action. I thought it was pretty good, but I don't remember which one that was.
Yeah.
Jungle Book.
And then Tarzan. You had Tarzan.
Yeah.
It was really good. The cartoon. So, I mean, Disney's definitely had some hit. Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, Lilo and Stitch.
The original, not the part 2.
Yeah, I didn't really care for that cartoon too much, but it was just a different style. I didn't.
Yeah.
Moana, never watched it.
Jesus.
I
have.
What's the other one? The one that's supposed to be really good. The Mexican kid.
Oh yeah, they watch that all the time. There's a couple of those.
I haven't watched it. It's supposed to be really good, but I haven't watched it.
I have. I liked Mulan, and I liked the live action version of Mulan too. I thought the live action Mulan was really good. I think that was one where So that there again, I think some things bode well for live action, and some things don't. Like Mulan was one of those that, yeah, for the most part, they took out the Eddie Murphy character from it.
Right.
Which totally makes sense, because it's like, we don't need a talking fictional little dragon. Right. And then we can make it a live action movie and it can be what it's supposed to be, and we can have real people problems. Little Mermaid, you got her talking to a fish that looks nothing like it's like,
yeah.
What are we doing here?
Finding Nemo live action.
Oh, I mean, that'll be next. We're gonna have a live action looking fish or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And even Finding Nemo was like, that was a great.
Oh yeah, that's great.
So I mean, there's plenty of greats there that they have that are just, banking. But I'd probably go for one of the classics.
Yeah, me too. I think my pick is still Aladdin, but some of the old ones that you brought up that I forgot about, like Robin Hood was a fun one.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Those were fun cartoons.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, what is it? Peter Pan.
Peter Pan. Yeah.
No, Peter Pan is
straight up
still the busiest ride in the park.
Yeah.
I don't even know if the kids have all seen it. Other than you got Tinkerbell somewhere in there.
Right. And that, I mean, I don't know about now, but I would say back in the 90s and 80s, like Tinkerbell was probably the second biggest character. Or she's in the top 5, I would say, at the very least.
She's still pretty hot. I mean, she got her own spin-offs.
Yeah.
Finally. But Ed always says Tinkerbell's a criminal. Yeah, because she tried to kill Wendy.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. She's a little killer. But whatever.
The whole Karate Kid thing. When they're like, yeah, he's like showing all these scenes, like, yeah, look. Danielson's the bad guy here.
God,
he's the antagonist.
Yeah, he might be.
Yeah, and when they cut it up in the video, you're like, he's the freaking antagonist. And then comes Cobra Kai, where they play on that, like, oh, okay, he kind of was the antagonist.
I mean, everything is, it's always the same from a certain point of view. It's always your point of view. Which goes back to what we were talking about at the beginning with Fast and Furious. From our point of view, trash. From that guy's point of view, best movie ever seen.
Right.
It's like, all right, well, you're probably right. I mean, and that's why as you get older and your library gets bigger, things start to suck more.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I've seen this amazing piece. This is not that.
Right. Yeah.
This is steaming pile of dog shit.
Yeah.
How did this ever get made? speaking of however it got made, do you realize that the writers have been on strike since May?
May? No, I
May.
did not know that. No.
Yeah. So we got nothing. We are gonna have a like COVID sucked, right? Like there was no movies to watch during COVID, at all.
Yeah, we all watched Bird Box and Tiger King, like you said.
Yeah. So just 2 years of nothing.
Right. Yeah.
Now we've had this writer strike since May, and it's like, what the hell? Like,
and especially with the quality of writing we've been getting, anyways.
Oh, it sucks.
You go down from there, it's like, what are?
Well, maybe that's the thing. Maybe they're striking because they aren't using them, and they're like, let's.
It could be, yeah.
You can't put the AI genie back in the bottle, guys. You just can't do it. It's out. It's running around. But I also don't know if I would be using that bottle because I'm sure some of these scripts that we've seen are just AI generated crap.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It sucked. I'll be anxious to see the first admitted AI generated movie that wins like an Academy Award.
Yeah. I mean, it's coming down the pipe. Here's what's going to happen, because those are trained off humans, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the more you take the humans out, the more AI is going to train off itself.
Yes.
And then it's just like a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy.
Right.
And then we end up in idiocracy where we're pouring Mountain Dew into the trees to grow them.
Right. But I mean, the truth is though, you look at, the statement, there are no more original ideas. How does, I mean, we're just looking at the stuff. I mean, we're no different, right? We just look at what that guy did. And, it's like, oh, Jaws was an amazing movie, right? Yeah, Jaws was so cool. It'd be cool. Let's recreate Jaws. How are we going to recreate Jaws? Oh, I have an idea. What? Let's do a megalodon.
Yeah.
Well, who's going to do Roy Schreider? Jason Statham. Really? Yeah, picture that. Wow. How are we going to get a I don't know. But Megalodon, Jason Statham, brand new Jaws. I like it. Let's figure this out. Yeah. And we got Meg 2.
Well, and
still fighting.
Anaconda was another one that's basically Jaws.
Yeah. Just sucked.
I feel like we've never, like, all the original ideas came out as soon as television and storytelling happened. So whenever
that
happened, and then we've been recycling them. And every now and again, you get something that's like, oh, this is new. This hasn't happened before.
Right.
But we haven't got those in a long time.
No. God, no. Yeah. Not at all. So and we're not going to. And now with no writers, hey, who knows? But with the actors on strike, the writers on strike, it's like we're not going to get anything. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Listen, what movie can you watch at any point in time and have a good time?
I don't know.
Whatever that movie is, we're just got to go back to the classics.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, for sure. Well, we all watching Predator forever.
Yeah. I'll probably be watching Wolf of Wall Street is one of them. The first 2 Fast and the Furious. There's a few.
I gotta be honest, I won't be watching anything. I'll be like, there's nothing to watch? Perfect. I'm not gonna watch it. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with not watching anything. It's like I don't want the responsibility.
If I'm being honest too, like the most things I watch YouTube. I follow the creators that I like, and it's some car audio, but a lot of it's like fishing, stuff like that. I've been watching like a lot of Fishing with Norm. Hilarious dude, has very good premise for his videos and stuff like that.
Yeah, and there again, and that is, and even YouTube is turning into one of those things where it's like they're screwing themselves.
Oh yeah, they're 100%.
Because it's like reels are neat, but dude, the what sells people on YouTube is the long form content. Where people can engage with the audience, and they're getting away from that just because of TikTok.
That's like they need to have that, as you can still have it on your channel, but people have to subscribe to that specifically so it doesn't show up in their feed.
Yeah, because I don't want to watch
starting a new channel.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I don't want to watch any shorts either. I don't want to watch any of them.
Yeah, it's not
Literally, if I want to do that, I'll look at TikTok.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, Jester.
Yeah.
That's I feel that's what most people do. But for me, like I have no problem with YouTube. I'm the same way. I have a couple guys that I watch regularly. Some of it is news, but not news like Hollywood news and movie news and shit like that. Just shit I'm into.
Right.
But but I also want to see highly produced content. Like to me, like TV is not dead. It's just finding the stuff that doesn't suck is becoming harder. And I don't want to watch another cop show. I don't want to watch another doctor show or lawyer show like those, and I don't want to watch another special forces show or unless
Literally,
it's just
only thing Cassie watches.
Yeah, it's like it's just they're all the same, and they're always going to be the same, and they're always going to tell the same story. They're always going to turn in the same direction, and the outcome will never be different. And then they just think, why are they canceled after 3 seasons? It's because there's nothing there to watch.
Right.
What format do you hate more, shorts or reaction videos? Aren't they the same?
Wow.
I feel like they're the same.
Seen some good reaction videos, so I don't mind them as much.
I don't watch any of them. I don't even have TikTok. I know, right? Yeah, the social media guy has no TikTok. It's just not the way I want to create content. And if that means that at some point I'm not relevant anymore, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I only created one because I was like, well, maybe I'll look at it and see how it goes. I tried making some videos and some of them did pretty well, but it's just what am I getting out of creating?
Not a damn thing.
Nothing. So I felt like I need to focus my time on YouTube where I do kind of what I want to do.
Right. And that's the thing. At the end of the day, like for us, it's different, obviously, because we're producing things for people and stuff and ourselves and but I don't know, it's exhausting. It's just exhausting. But there again, writer strike. At the end of the day, okay, so it's a trickle down, right? So if there's nothing going on in the theater, then everyone's going to turn towards YouTube, right? And they're going to start watching more YouTube, which is cool, which is what happened during COVID. During COVID, YouTube was like the godsend. But then after COVID happened, everyone started going back to their regular ways of life, going to the movie theater, going to that. And now with the writer strike happening, it's like, and these guys didn't tank and save up movies and shit that like, oh, we're going to be cool. Nobody's got shit because they're just finally getting back in the groove of making movies that don't suck.
Yeah.
And it's like a couple big blockbusters here and there, like Mission Impossible and Fast and Furious. And
I feel like Top Gun was the one that, like, when Top Gun come back, it's like, oh, all right, everyone's back. It's back.
Yeah. For sure. Top Gun was, and I still haven't
Spider-Man maybe before that. Spider-Man maybe.
Spider-Man was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spider-Man. But yeah, there again, it was like, it's Spider-Man. Like, we all knew that was going to do good. And that was a good Spider-Man. I mean,
oh yeah,
they fucking pulled all the punches on that one. They were like, we're going to fan service the shit out of this Spider-Man. Like, you're going to get all the Spider-Mans. We're like, we're going to get all the Spider-Man. And I think they tried to do that in the Flash. That was the rumor. It's like, we're going to get all the Batmans. And we did. But they sucked. It's like on that movie, I go, could you just edit that movie to just the Michael Keaton scenes?
Yeah, needs a Snyder cut.
Yeah,
that movie.
You need the Keaton cut. That's just Michael Keaton, because honestly, he was the best part of that movie.
Yeah,
like I watched that and I was like, this is so awesome. Like, take all the other shit out of the movie, just edit it as a make it like a half-hour Michael Keaton movie, and I would go to the theater and watch that.
Well, and then Clooney was in it for a short amount of time, which I'm glad, because I think he was the worst Batman.
Either way, I didn't care. I just, like I'm saying, if they could just like boom, that would be on. I honestly can't stand Tom Cruise, but I still enjoy Top Gun 2 because they served my under 13 boy. Listen, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't need to like the actor. I need to like the character the actor is playing. I like Han Solo. I like Indiana Jones. I don't need to like Harrison Ford. I don't care anything about the guy. I could care less what he does in his free time. What he in his personal life means nothing to me. It's just when he puts on that, hat and it's like, I'm gonna be Indiana Jones. It's like, awesome, he's gonna be Indiana Jones. Stop being Indiana Jones, you're too old. Movie sucked.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. I liked those characters that guy played. I don't want to like Top Gun. I'm not a big Tom Cruise fan. Who is? Really?
Yeah.
But he was Maverick. Maverick was cool. Mission Impossible. The guy he plays in that. That's a cool guy. But I hate it when we get to like the big story coming out of Top Gun was he was really flying the plane. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, no, he wasn't. Who cares? Like, whatever they did, I don't need to know any of that shit. Just
if it made it better for filming or whatever, you have a real person. That's the only way it matters.
Yeah, fuck that. Just put the movie on. Let me watch it. I don't give a shit about who. Yeah, that's not the story. The story is, can I watch Top Gun Star Wars?
Yeah.
Show me the trench run one more time.
Well, that's like my favorite band is Third Eye Blind, but I don't know anything about the band members. I don't know what they do for for fun.
Yeah.
I never researched it. I only cared about the music, so that's all that mattered to me.
There you go, man. Yeah, totally. I get what you're saying, Jester. Well, and that was like Imagine Dragons. I didn't know anything about them. There was a concert. I watched it. I was like, damn, this is really good. They got a solid group of music. And they had the little snippets in between the songs that were kind of telling the history of Imagine Dragons, and they were doing interviews. And I was like, ooh, man, I really like this because it's just not a concert. It's also like a biography. And I was like, damn, this is cool. And that made me like the band more.
Right.
But there again, I don't need to know what he's doing on Sunday.
Right.
I can get behind the songs now because I get some of the meaning. And I kind of see where they're coming from. And that's enough. It's like they're humans. Right. And that was part of what they were getting out is like, hey, we're just humans. And we sing and we have the same feelings you do.
They had so much hate just because they were so big, I think.
Yeah, well, everyone does. Like Nickelback. Everyone hates Nickelback.
I feel like Nickelback's hate was deserved. But Imagine Dragons, because they put out the same. They were like AC/DC, right? But AC/DC never got hate. No. All their songs sound the same, right?
Yeah.
They're within a range of they do things, and then they all sound the same. Same thing with Nickelback.
Yeah.
But it was all the and it's like mumble rap to me. It was like mumble rap. It was mumble rock.
Yeah.
So
but there again, if you can make something and repeat it. So for example, like Hootie and the Blowfish.
Right.
Hootie and the Blowfish came out and they killed it on that first album, right?
Yeah.
And then they tried to repeat it in the second album and no one fell for that shit.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, Nickelback, how many albums do they have?
Oh yeah. They have
a shit ton.
Yeah, they sold it. Yeah.
They couldn't have sucked that bad. Apparently some people liked what they were doing.
Yeah.
So, the ones that didn't were just haters. And the haters are always going to be the loudest.
Yeah.
And like I have Nickelback songs on my playlist that I like. I don't like them all, but there's a couple of them that are like, oh, this is a solid fucking song.
Yeah. I don't have it. But I also liked Creed. So they were before Nickelback.
Yeah.
But I only liked the first album. And then I but every other album that came out, I liked less and less and less.
Well, yeah,
but that's became the prototype for Nickelback.
Well, and that's what happens. I mean, it was just like
not to be hipster about it, because that's 100% hipster thing.
Yeah.
To say
like Dave Matthews Band. Like,
yeah, I like Dave Matthews Band.
Well, yeah, of course you do. Like when he dropped, Dave Matthews was hot. First, second, third album. Now he's like 6, 7 album, 8, 10 albums in.
Yeah, no one cares about that. Just play the hit, bro.
Yeah, if you can get one song off the album where you're like, oh, this is good.
Yeah.
You know, it's like great because I mean I'll do that. They have a new album. I'll go through and let's do it and see if anything
Right.
spurs my interest. You know, and then I'll go back. You know, a couple months later and try it again because you know sometimes those hidden gems are there. You're just not feeling it at the time.
Right.
You know, I've done that quite a bit. I'm like, oh, that's like I did that with Pink Floyd. I was like, those songs suck. And then I went back into it, you know, 6 months later, and I was like, no, they still suck. And then, you know, like a year later, I was like, oh, this song finally makes sense. Oh, this is a good song. Shit. Yeah, I can get behind this. But I think every artist is like that. You know, you just
Third Eye Blind the same way. Like
yeah,
their new stuff's like, I hate it. And I'm like, well, maybe this song's okay. And then I'm singing that song, and it's like next thing you know, I'll be like, oh, you know what? This song's okay too.
yeah.
And then
And there again, they all sound very similar, and they all do. I mean, let's be honest. Like what Jimmy Buffett, you know, God rest his soul.
Right.
It's the same shit over and over again, and everyone loved him for it. I mean, what are you going to sing about? The beach.
Yeah.
And wishing I was at the beach.
Yeah.
You know, and palm trees. Oh, okay, that's it. Yeah, working, and wishing I was at home at the beach.
Yeah.
So everything's gonna have a beach in it. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, okay, you know, and it was amazing for him. Like people love that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's those. I think if you can, and even like Fast and Furious, you know, to end it on that. Like this was something that they captured lightning in a bottle. They're 10 movies into it. It's still fucking breaking records. It's still selling tons of shit. Do you like it? Just like the record, man. The first one was badass. We're 10 records into this. I'm not digging every song on it like I did on the first one.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know? But there are some people that are. What's that?
It says Metallica all over again.
Yeah. And they haven't had a hit song in a long time.
No, it's been a while.
You know? And they still trying. You know, but they're again, do you do fan service or do you try to move forward? That's always the problem because like they could fan service us. They tried to do that with Reload and reloaded again and loaded one more time and you just fucking loaded. And it was like, guys, back it down. Like
I think they even did Unforgiven 2.
Yeah, which was probably Unforgiven.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there again, the lightning fell out of the bottle.
Right.
And they haven't, like I was listening on my way home, I was listening to Thunderstruck with AC/DC.
Right.
And that was a late in life hit for them. Okay. And that was probably their last big hit.
Right.
You know, sometimes it happens. If they wouldn't have thrown it at the wall one more time, they wouldn't have got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thunderstruck's probably one of their top 5 songs that people know by them.
Yeah.
So.
And that was a late in life hit for them, man.
Yeah.
You know, so who knows?
Yeah. And they didn't did they get the hate? Did they get hate for sounding the same?
No.
Yeah.
And they literally went out and found another guy that sounded as close to the dead guy as possible.
Yeah.
You know, he's a little different, obviously, but I mean,
what's your favorite AC/DC song while we're on that topic?
Oh, you know,
mine's For Those About to Rock. So
it's gonna be a deep cut because, like, I'm more of a deep cut guy for those guys. Like, they have some really good songs, but it's one of the, I have a AC/DC playlist. I just have to go through. Oh shit, that one. You know, it's kind of like me and Van Halen. You know, it's like I like the deep cuts where it's like most people don't listen to that song. I'll be like, oh no, this is the fucking song. Listen to Eddie in this song. You know, like fucking Alex just going, he just ham on these fucking drums, man.
Dude, that's how I am with Third Eye Blind. They're like, oh yeah, Semi-Charm. No. Listen to this song where he talks about being a heroin addict and killing somebody and you enjoying it.
Like, Hell's Bells is good, man. Hell's Bells is good.
Yeah, it's a solid one. Hell's Bells.
Yeah, I mean, dude, 80s, 70s, 80s. It's hard to not find a hit.
Yeah. I think all of AC/DC's hits I like. There's not one that I'm like, oh, I don't really like this.
Right. And that's the nice. So the one thing I do like about iTunes is when you can go in and it's like iTunes Essentials.
Yeah.
Because they cut a lot of the nonsense out. And it's like, here's 15 songs that majority of the people think are hits. And it's like, okay, that's a great way to say. That's what I did with Imagine Dragons. I was like, just give me the essential list. And I was like, oh, these are all pretty solid. And then I went a little deeper and a little deeper and a little deeper. And I was like, oh shit, they keep Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap is really good. Yep, for sure. That's a hot one. But the other thing too with like music like that, it's like you can hear it, like you could sing it in your head all day long. So it's like you almost don't even need to hear it anymore.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's like,
oh yeah, just when he said Hell's Bells, I heard the bells in my head.
The bell toll. Yeah. So and I think that's the thing. Like I always tell people, like when they're trying to put together, so I listen to Sirius XM. I'm like, you really shouldn't. Okay. I'm like, listen, man, I get it. You're listening to 80s and 90s rock or 60s and 70s rock, whatever the hell it is. More than likely, there's only like 100 songs that you actually really want to hear. Figure out what those 100 songs are, put them in a playlist, and just play those.
Yeah, that's right.
You want to have the music you like that's really well recorded on your portable device, and just listen to that shit.
Yeah, because then you're like, man, banger after banger. Who put this together?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I had some guy come in, and he was like, "Hey, man, we did some other work on another car." He goes, "Hey, man, hey, I got my playlist." And I was like, "Okay." He goes, "No, remember?" I'm like, "No, I don't." But I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "No." So I went home and I had my kids help me, and I put together this playlist of all the songs that I like, and it's like 4 hours long. It's fucking awesome, man. I'll never hear the end of it. I was like, "That's so badass." He goes, "Yeah," and I canceled my Sirius XM. It's so cool. I was like,
good for you. You've taken a step. Yeah.
All right, man. That's the show. Next week is going to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the most recent one on Paramount Plus. So it's a freebie if you got it. $20 if you don't.
Yeah.
That's it. Thanks for watching. You guys have a great day.
See ya.
See ya.